Hello, it is Wednesday, September 20th, 2023. I'm Chris Ramo, and welcome back to the New York Times Crossword Daily Solve. It's a Wednesday, mid-week, mid-difficulty crossword puzzle today, and I do think this week's Monday and Tuesday have maybe been a bit more difficult than their average days. You never know if that means we're going to follow the trend today or if we're going to have some kind of rubber band effect and snap back in the other direction. Impossible to know before we've solved the crossword, so that's what we'll do in just a moment. And this mysterious edition of the Daily Solve has been brought to us by Kathleen Quinn, Quotidiophile, Overfull Hitbox, and as always, the indomitable Shoalmaster and the incredible Horan family. So thank you so much to the 5 of them, benefactors of the Daily Solve Patreon campaign, for their generous support. They are bringing us this series, sustaining this channel. I'm very grateful for that. Thank you to them. Thank you to you if you're a patron, and thank you to everybody who's a patron of the campaign. And if you'd like to become one yourself, you can head over to patreon.com/dailysolve or click the link in the description field underneath the video. There you can find the bonus videos for patrons, as well as, of course, the official mug for benefactors. And I really do appreciate the support of everybody who's become a patron of that campaign in the past or currently at any level. Also, you can join the Daily Solve Discord chat server. There's a link in the description field there. And finally, there is the channel. You can join it. You can subscribe to the channel on YouTube, and I would appreciate it if you did. Thank you so much to everybody who has. You do keep abreast of these videos in a way that is also helpful to the channel. Okay, let's get on to the crossword. I don't have a huge amount of time today. I'm up early because I need to head out early today. So I am going to try and solve this midweek crossword in a reasonable amount of time. Let's hope I can do that. I believe this is a debut puzzle for Gina Turner. So let's see what she's put together for us with this Wednesday themed crossword. And it was edited, of course, as always, by Will Shorts. So let's start solving and see how we do with this one. Insecure star Ray. That is Issa Rae, who not only stars in the show, but created it. It's me again. I'm here, maybe? Not 100% certain, but let's look at the crosses. Footwear to kick around in. Moccasins? Oh, sorry, it doesn't say kick around, it says knock around. So yes, okay, so it just means casual. Convinced about something would be sold on it. Garlicky shrimp dish. Scampi? Which has always been slightly confusing to me because doesn't scampi mean shrimp, basically? All right, sac-like structures produced by fungi. I don't think I know this. That's interesting. Oh, no, this doesn't look right. 2015 hit for Little Mix. Well, because this is the name of a song, I don't know if this is wrong because I don't know enough to know. Although this doesn't look right, does it? Okay, no, it must be I'm back. It's me again. I'm back, not I'm here. Sorry about that. Okay, so a fan is an admirer of somebody, and MSG athlete. So this would be Madison Square Garden, New York Knicks. There we have it, and I still am not sure what this is. Sorry about that. Okay, what about this? One-time capital of Poland. Oh, is it okay, I can't think. Oh no, is it just Krakow? It must be, right? Intentions, aims. Sorry, I don't feel that I'm quite awake yet, and that doesn't seem to be That doesn't seem to be helping with my kind of speed and confidence here. Useful shot against a volleyer, a lob, right? If you're volleying, you're say up the net in tennis, and you lob something way over their head. They have time on their hands. Clocks have time literally displayed with the hands of the clock. Oh, sorry, I keep going over these highlighted clues and not really paying attention to it. So, sorry, we do have a theme here. So, and this is the revealer. It says, slow rock song with an emotional vocal delivery, whose start can follow each half of 17, 31, 44, and 63 across. A power ballad, whose Start can follow each half. Power. Oh, so this will be black power up here, presumably, and then sac-like structures. ASCII or ASCII? I actually don't know this word. I'm sorry about that. It doesn't ring a bell. Okay, sac-like structures produced by fungi. Well, maybe someone will tell me what that is in the comments, or I can read about it myself, of course. But let's keep looking around here. Marissa Tomei, I suppose, must be the portrayer of Aunt May in the Marvel universe. Okay, deck divided into the major and minor arcana. That would be the tarot deck used to, divine one's future or something to that effect. Wake-up calls would be alarms on a alarm clock, or these days a phone. Sailboat apparatus. Rig, you sort of rig a sailboat. Not 100% certain. Israel's national tree, it must be the olive tree. Don't think I knew that, but there we have it. Sailboat apparatus. Oh, this must be black magic. 2015 hit for Little Mix. Okay, fair enough. Not knowledge I had, but it looks perfectly plausible. Sheep genus. Ovin. Sheep are ovine. Not actually exactly sure what the noun is here. Who blows thar? Ovis. There, that sounds better. That sounds better than any of my choices, and probably because it's correct. Now, so thar she blows, you might, a sort of old-timey, quaint whaler might be depicted as saying on a whaling ship. AI, e.g., could be a technology, for instance. Fair enough. The cautious seldom err, Confucius. Yeah, fair enough. I don't know if that applies to me today in this crossword. We'll see. Blank Elise Goldsberry, portrayer of Angelica Schuyler in the original Hamilton cast. I don't think I remember this. I'm sure I've encountered the name, but I'm not sure. It has small orbits. An atom? You have elements of the atom sort of orbiting around the nucleus, I suppose, in one sort of model of how that's depicted. Canine warning could be arf, dog sort of barks at you as a warning, I think is what that is getting at. All-night dance party could be a rave. A tiny pest could be a flea. A rowing machine informally. It's something like an ERG or something, which is not the European Research Group, but rather something that I don't know. I think it's something like that. A rowing machine. It has a name. It has some sort of initialism name of that kind, and I can't remember what it means. But I'm not sure it's exactly that. Gifted, talented. Celebrate Thanksgiving, maybe. It could be to overeat. Oh, this might be ERG, in fact. Scant. Oh, it is. It is. Scant would be meager. Oh, Renee Elise Goldsberry. That does sound familiar to me now that I see it. Okay, there we go. So the ERG is the rowing machine. And I think one of the reasons I can't remember what it stands for is because I think I've seen the full name of it before, and I was surprised that that's what a rowing machine was named, because from my memory, it didn't sound very specific to rowing, but maybe the R stands for rowing, and I'm just misremembering entirely. I don't know. My memory is that it doesn't. 1971 hit for the Carpenters. Right, okay, so what is this Carpenters song? I can't think. I'm sure I'll know it when I see it. Ray of light is a sunbeam. Neighbor of Francia would be España, I suppose. So there we, España, there we go. So neighbor of France is Spain. In Spanish, I presume. I mean, this is certainly how you'd spell Spain in Spanish. 1971 hit for the Carpenters. Although I guess you'd need a tilde there. So someone argue this is not how you spell Spanish. 1971 hit for, or maybe it's Portuguese, and maybe then you wouldn't need it. I don't know. I'm not sure. Someone will tell me. 1971 hit for the Carpenters is, Superstar. So here we have superpower, because once again, power can follow the first half of these compound words. So there we have another example of that. Michelle Obama, nay Robinson. So nay from the French for born, and this being the feminine form of it, would be applied. It's often, it can be applied for a number of reasons if someone's changed their name, but in this case, it's applied to precede her maiden name, to indicate that that was the name with which she was born. Once upon a mattress prop would be a P. So I don't think I know Once Upon a Mattress, but presumably it's a retelling of the children's sort of fairy tale or a children's story, The Princess and the Pea. But I don't think I know this particular interpretation of it. In any case, I'm sure that's what it's referencing. Creatures that are often catadromous, meaning they live in fresh water and breed in salt water. Oh, that's interesting. Eels. Right. So eels transit through brackish water, presumably, which is the kind of mixture of the two. One of a famous septet. The seven deadly sins. So one of that group of seven would be a single sin. Ending with shop or weight. Shoplifter or weightlifter. So shoplifter, a thief, and a weightlifter, someone doing strength training. Top is to best somebody, maybe, is to top them. Seems reasonable. To be litigious would be to sue somebody, to engage in litigation and legal action. And Captain Morgan offering, that's a brand of rum, the spirit. Campaign group. This is probably a U.S. political reference and is referring to political action committees, I think is what that stands for, PACs, which can raise money to then spend on political campaigning. Something Maggie is always seen with on The Simpsons. Right, okay, Maggie is the infant character on The Simpsons who always has her pacifier in her mouth. Italian cornmeal dish would be polenta, which is a very nice dish. And 1972 hit for Elton John is Rocket Man. So we have rocket power is another one of our phrases. There we have it. Orbitz listings. Oh, right, okay, I haven't seen or heard about Orbitz in a long time, but it's a one of many sites. I forget what these are called, but OTAs, maybe, online travel agencies, and you can book flights and things. So fares would be something that Orbitz lists, airfare. Top tier invitees would be the A-list, I would say. That would be the top tier. And like AB negative among all blood types, it must be the rarest, which I think I knew, but wouldn't have been confident if you simply asked me in the middle of the day. But here we have the crosses, which helps. One who cries foul would be the referee in a match of some sort. And children's author Blyton, Enid Blyton, is a sort of classic children's author who I don't think I ever actually read. Private Insta conversations. So this is referring to Instagram, of course, and those could be DMs, direct messages. And a handle of a pumpkin could be its stem, which, yeah, you could hold a pumpkin by its stem, I suppose. Or I suppose maybe if it's been carved out and sort of given a sort of lid, I guess the handle could be used to remove the lid. Sea dogs are tars. This is a classic synonym for a sailor that comes up in cryptic crosswords all the time. So there are many ways to refer to a sailor, and they all appear in cryptic crosswords at times. Tar is a big one, or OAR for a rower, someone who sails. AB is a very common one for able-bodied seamen. That's maybe the most common, AB, but tar, I would say, is probably the second most common way to refer to a sailor in a cryptic crossword. Okay, ingredient in Roman concrete. Oh, interesting. I'm sure I've read about this, but I can't remember at the moment. Announcement from the cockpit, for short, could be an ETA, an estimated time of arrival. Maybe on a flight you bought from Orbitz. And ash. Ash is the ingredient in Roman concrete. That sounds right to me. Pillow cover could be a sham. Often a sort of decorative pillow cover. And camouflage could be to hide something, such as yourself in foliage, I suppose. 1986 for Steve Winwood and a 2019 hit for Whitney Houston. High ground, high power. Let's see. I think that's right. Let's see if it works with the crosses. Model Karangi. I have no idea. Sorry. So long. Adios. Could be adieu as well, I suppose, but let's try this first. If you implied something, you meant it. It's what you were getting at. So Gia Karangi must be the model here. To nibble at something would be to nosh on it, maybe. There's a sort of bit of Yiddish, I suppose. And castle defense would be a moat. This is blank of the emergency. This is, it's not high ground. Sorry, it's higher something. This is a test of the emergency. Oh, right. This is a test of the emergency broadcast system. Is a thing that is that on the radio or on television? I can't even remember. It's something that happens in the U.S. occasionally, and I think it's television, maybe. I don't know, maybe both. Word with clam or trunk. Steward? No, doesn't make any sense. I was thinking clam stew, which already isn't really a phrase you hear very often, and just sort of turned it into something totally nonsensical. So oodles of something would be lots or tons. Not sure. There might be other options without any crosses. I'm not really sure. Blank Quimby, Beverly Cleary, heroine. Oh, Ramona Quimby. That certainly Beverly Cleary is a children's author. I absolutely do remember reading when I was young. I remember checking out her books from the school library, and Ramona Quimby, one of the heroines. Record amount of Oscars won by a single film. Interesting. 8? No. 11? There we go. That sounds more plausible. Would have to be a high number, I would think, to be the record. So I wonder what film that was. I don't know offhand. Blank country music genre, alt country, presumably. Alternative country music. And then breathwork might help relieve it. Stress, I suppose. Sounds very plausible with sort of, mindfulness, sort of meditation, that sort of thing. Word with clam. Oh, steamer. Okay, so word with clam or trunk. So clam steamer, I suppose if you're steaming clams, you're having steamed clams as opposed to steamed hams, for instance. And then with a trunk, a steamer trunk, a sort of big, bit of luggage. So, higher love. So higher power, I guess. Doesn't fit quite as well to the others because higher power. Yeah, I mean, it works, but it doesn't feel as much of a sort of solid phrase as, say, high power would be. But yeah, higher power, you could say. Snake eyes on dice are ones, and say on a roll, on 2 dice being rolled. And then oodles is a lot. Okay, that wasn't even one of the possibilities that occurred to me. And then to treat leather would be to tan leather, which is sort of one of the parts of the process of treating leather for use in clothing and things. So let's see. Have I forgot to look at any other crosses? I don't think so. It's always possible, but let's fill it in. There we have it. That was the Wednesday crossword. So there we go. And let's just quickly review the theme, which was a slow rock song with emotional vocal delivery whose start can follow each half of the highlighted clues. And it was power ballad. And here we have, and these were all songs. Right, there we go. Can these all be considered power ballads? I'm not really sure, to be honest. I guess maybe. The problem is I don't know all of them. This, for instance, I don't know. Superstar, I'm sure I've heard. I can't really bring it to mind. But anyway, there we go. So just to go over them, we had, of course, Black Magic, Black Power, Superstar, Superpower, Rocket Man, Rocket Power, and finally, Higher Love, Higher Power. And there we go. A very nice, straightforward theme for a Wednesday. And I think this was maybe average Wednesday difficulty. But let me know if you agree. Do you think it's been following the trend of this week, or do you think that it is a reversion to form? I'm curious to know. And quickly, let me just address one thing from yesterday's puzzle. I don't have time to go into too many comments, but I did want to mention one thing, which I thought was interesting and worthwhile, from Johnny Mayhew, who pointed out the unusual Latin prefix sesqua means 1.5. Sesquipedalian is directly connected not with metrical feet, but with the unit of distance. That's so fascinating. Horace facetiously coined the phrase sesquipedalia verba to describe words 1.5 feet long. That is absolutely fascinating and charming. And I should have been thinking about the sesqua part because, of course, the word sesquicentennial refers to 1.5 centuries. And it should have occurred to me that I could have used that prefix to try to infer something about the meaning, but I don't know that I necessarily still would have intuited that it dealt with distance. That's fascinating. And Jozikterman or Joe Zichterman probably, also comments on this word to point out that sesquipedalophobia is the fear of long words, which helped me in figuring out the first word and gave hint to the theme. So there you go. People being familiar with other words with this same relatively unusual prefix. So there we go. Thank you to those comments. Thank you to everybody who comments and watches the video, as always. And I'll be back tomorrow for the Thursday crossword. Please do join me for that. But until then, do have an excellent remainder of your Wednesday. Take care.